Welcome. This is Brian and Jessica with Ghost Trap Firearms Training. We want to just do a quick video to kind of show you what's expected on the range. So we're going to kind of run through the commands and the loading process and everything on the range so you kind of understand what to do. We want to make sure it's expedited and safe for everybody. So let's get started. So the first thing you're going to hear is range safety information. So you're going to get the simple range safety rules. Make sure you keep your fingers off the trigger on the side of the gun. Make sure your gun's pointed down range at all times. And make sure if you have any questions, call over a range safety officer and let them know you have some issues, and that's what they're there for. They're there to help you out. First thing you're going to hear is how many rounds to load. So you're going to load 5 rounds into your magazine. You can do this with a speed loader, you can do it with a hand loader, you can just do it with your hands, whatever you feel comfortable with. So when you do this, you insert your 5 rounds into your magazine and you just stand by and wait for the next command. The next command is going to be load and make ready. On that command, you're going to insert the magazine and then rack your slide so that chambers around inside the firearm. At that point, you just stand by and wait for the command to fire. Now that's going to sound like this. All right, we're going to shoot 1 shot on the command. 1 shot on the command. Line is ready, fire. And on that command of fire, you are then going to fire your firearm 1 shot into the center mass of your target. If we're using a revolver, the commands would be to load 5 rounds, very similar to the semi-automatic, except you would load 5 rounds into your cylinder. That cylinder would then stay open until you hear the next command of load and make ready. On that command, you would then close the cylinder and stay in the rest ready position, prepared for the fire command. And then it would go the very same way. 1 shot on the command. Line is ready, 1 shot, fire. And then you would fire that 1 round. Okay, so we're going to demonstrate what would happen in case of a malfunction. So let's say you have a malfunction such as this. This is a very common malfunction. It's called a stovepipe. If you notice there's a round sticking out the top of her handgun. If you have a malfunction, feel free to clear it yourself. It's a very simple process and you really should know how to do that already. But if you don't and you feel like you need assistance, feel free to call over one of the range safety officers in this manner. You would set your gun down and then step back away from the firearm if you can, and then let the range safety officers know that you need assistance and they will come by and assist you. Make sure you follow all firearm safety rules and keep the gun down range at all times with your finger off the trigger if you are holding it. In the event you hear the word ceasefire, there's usually some kind of safety issue going on to where we don't need to be shooting right now. So if you hear the word ceasefire from any of the range safety officers, or honestly anybody else on the range, then please just immediately stop what you're doing, set your gun down on the table in front of you, and just wait for further instructions from the range safety officers. Don't try to clear your gun, don't try to do anything, just set your gun down and then wait for further instructions.
One final thing that we want to cover today is safety issues. It's our job to make sure that the shooting proficiency portion is a safe and fun environment. What makes this safe and fun is keeping your firearms pointed in a safe direction all times. It's going to be downrange. Even if you're loading, you're shooting, you're carrying your weapon, we want to keep it pointed downrange. If something happens where you get a little too nervous and you accidentally point your firearm at myself, one of my instructors, or one of the other students, unfortunately, you will be dismissed from qualification that day. We're going to have to get back with you at a later time or a different instructor to get you qualified. Thank you.